Hi guys, Thogrey here with a new video, and this video will be my tier list video for BGs in Shadowlands, so retail, and Dragonflight. I don't think in Dragonflight they will change anything. I hope they are working on shorter formats BGs for 6v6, let's say, but for now it is not the case. But we are going to talk right away. Those three are EBGs, so epic BGs, which is Winter Grasp, AV, and Isle of Conquest. I don't want to rate them at the same level as the other BGs that are currently available. And yeah, I feel like they are great by their own, but I mean, if we want to compare a normal BG with an epic BG, I feel like it's a wrongful comparison. So we are going to start with Arati Basin. This image is quite weird because I feel like it's not Arati Basin, but it is Arati Basin. So we are going to put it in great because I feel like it's a very good BG. It's very fun. It has multiple ways to approach fights if you're in Lumber Mill, or if you are playing in Gold Mine, or if you're going for farm or stables or blacksmith. I always feel like the fights are always different in some way, shape, or form, and I really appreciate, like, it's an OG BG that I actually always liked on retail, but also on classic. I really rate that BG very high. Also for rated BGs, I feel like it's one of those BGs where you can really be tactically stronger than the enemy team. For example, you can send your rogue to go ghost, for example, or you can play a bit more stealthy, or you can do surprise attacks, which is kind of hard to do with these days RBGs, but it is still happening. And I feel like it's a great BG to play on. This is Deepwind Gorge, and Deepwind Gorge is for me a okay BG. Although it feels like it's the same as Arati Basin, I feel like the map layout is not great. The graveyards are actually painfully away from the zones, so you can't really protect if you're dead. Is it more rewarding to win? Probably, because it's very hard. It's very hard to win. But often, whenever you have 3 points and you have a great Guardian Druid, I feel like it's very hard to actually lose a BG that is already won. But all in all, I don't really like the current aesthetics, but also the current feel of the BG. But I would say it's okay because I like the objectives on that map, which is pretty much just a domination game, which is also quite nice. Eye of the Storm, a great BG. I might be biased because I play some classes that can knock people out of bounds, but I really like the aesthetics. Again, it's a fan favorite from Classic, fan favorite for retail. Every time I'm playing Eye of the Storm, I'm always stoked. I always like the current feel of that BG, and yeah, I mean, it's old school. I really like the sensation of that BG. Now let's talk about one of those BGs that everyone hates. I feel like nobody actually likes Thieving Shore. It's a terrible BG. I remember whenever it was possible to do that BG in rated environments, and that felt horrible. It has been a while. I didn't play a RBG on that map, so I feel like they took it out from the rotation. If they didn't, I'm very lucky. But yeah, it's one of those BGs that are crazily under like it's not great. They just did it wrong. I feel like the idea is right, but I feel like the map, the layout, the systems are not well in place to actually enjoy that BG. And I, for now, didn't find anyone actually liking that BG. Maybe now in the comment section below, some people will jump in and say, I like that BG whenever it pops, I'm having so much fun. But I mean, for me, it's a terrible BG, man. It's really, really terrible. Silver Shard Mine, I feel like it's a good BG because it's fun to play. Although sometimes it feels like it's hard to actually come back from a loss. But all in all, if it's a random BG and it's popping for my tunes, I'm actually quite alright with that BG. I feel like I will have a lot of action, a lot of kills, a lot of battles, I would say skirmishes. But the problem is, yeah, whenever the enemy team has three healers and you have like none, this is a loss because you will always have to fight to get nodes. You can't really run away from that. Like, for example, in Arati Basin, you can actively avoid fights and go for nodes pick nodes, can go back to another node. In Silver Shard Mine, you can't really hide, right? So for me, it's a good BG, but it has to have something more than that than to become great, I would say. This is a bad BG. It's the Kotmugu. Temple of Kotmugu, I don't really like it because I don't like the orbs. I don't like the feel of the match. Again, it's very hard to come back on it. It's a lot of fights, but you are incentivized to go middle. But if your team is struggling, like for real struggling to actually keep the orbs and survive, how can they actually go middle and come back? There's no tactical feel to it. Either you're stomping the enemy team, or either you do not stomp the enemy team, and then you are like crushed by the enemy team because they have better classes, better specs, better players, and your tactical feel of the game is not possible, because how can you kill someone if you are actually always dead to begin with? So for me, it's a bad designed BG. I had high hopes, but I really don't like it, and I don't look forward for Mist of Pandaria to reintroduce this BG. I feel like it's introduced in Mist of Pandaria. You're right. I think they did, but I don't really like that. Um, Gilneas, I feel like it's a terrible BG. Again, the problem is with those BGs is they have clear advantages because of the map layout. A line side has no water to actually struggle with to go to waterworks, while Horde, they have to jump into water if they don't have water walking for some reason, and or they need to portal or whatever. It feels like you're really handicapped because of that. And for me, a map where a side is more advantageous than another is automatically a bad BG. Although I have fun on it whenever I'm like leveling, I want to play BGs. I get this. I might be happy. But in RBGs, if your team is Horde side and you're equally leveled, you will not win that BG, because they will always have waterworks before you, or they have a better positioning. Of course, you can still win if you're overpowering the enemy team. But again, if that happens, I think it's a problem with MMR, a problem with comps. I don't think it has anything to do with skill. Um, this is the map. How is it called? I don't remember. Twin Peaks. Excuse me. Twin Peaks is a good map. I always liked the feel of the map. Felt like it was very very how can I say, um, balanced compared to other maps. I feel like it's also very fun to play. You have also a lot of skirmishes. I feel like it's a better balanced map than Warzone Gulch for some reason. Although you will see whenever I'm rating Warzone Gulch, the position I'm going to give it to that map. But in general, I really like that map. Deep like it's Twin Peaks is one of those maps where whenever you get it, you're actually happy to play on that map. Of course, if you don't have a garden druid, you will never be happy on those kinds of maps. But it is what it is, right? It is not the most satisfying map to play whenever you don't have a garden druid, like for example in random BGs. But in RBGs, whenever you have a good garden druid versus another good garden druid, I feel like it's a back and forth map. You can really come back from the dead with that map. If you play correctly, you have a good offense, a good defense team, you can really set the tone to the enemy team and actually overwhelm them with your capacities of winning PGs. Now let's talk about Warzone Gulch, and I must say I'm really hesitating between great and good because it's really the same as Twin Peaks. It's a good map for objective gameplay, although I feel like it's harder to come back because of the layout of the map. You can't really play with the map how you could play with Twin Peaks, but nostalgia and the actual feel of the map and the layout of the map and everything in between, I feel like it's a great map, although it is probably behind Arati and Eye of the Storm. And in general, it feels a good map to play. Like in general, if you get Warzone Gulch and you have a Garden Druid versus another Garden Druid, it is not an auto loss. Like let's say, for example, Silver Shard Mines, for example, or Origin Gilneas, it's very hard to actually come back from the dead with those maps. And for me, the just because of the capacity of having fun, but also coming back from the dead and coming back to the game to actually win the game is so much satisfying on to do that on Warzone Gulch that for me it just is a great map. And I feel like Warzone Gulch might be a great map to make it in 6v6 form, make it a bit shorter, make it like you're fighting for maybe one flag. Like, for example, you put a flag in the middle and you need to cap it like a Arati basin, so you need to channel it for 6 seconds, you get the flag, you need to go back, and you need to channel 6 seconds to cap the flag, for example. I feel like it's a great idea. I mean, I just made up right now, but I feel like it could be very fun in 6v6, where it's always actively fighting over the flag, actively stopping for the caps, actively being there and being annoying. I feel like it could be very fun and be very interesting to actually play on those small maps. While, for example, Arati might be very hard to actually make it possible for a 6v6 map, because you have already 5 nodes. You could make it 3 or 2, but then you kind of lose the essential of Arati Basin. So thank you for watching this video. This has been my tier list. Let me know which battleground is actually your favorite battleground to play on whenever you're doing WoW PvP. If you are a hardcore player or a casual player, let me know why you prefer that map or why you detest that map. Is the tier list different from yours? Let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. Like the video if you like the video, and you will see much more content about Dragonflight and Wrath of the Lich King. Shadowlands has been alright, I would say, with ups and downs. Season 4 will come to an end probably in 1 month with the pre-patch, which should be in October. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate you. We will see each other very soon with a new video tomorrow. And again, I will live stream tonight if you're watching today, to play some Wrath of the Lich King pre-patch and yeah, doing some BGs here and there. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.